Example, find the first three terms of the Maclaurin series represented by representation of the product e to the x natural log of 1 minus x. Okay, turns out you can really think of the Maclaurin series or generalized Taylor series for e to the x and natural log of 1 minus x. You can really think of them as polynomials. So the idea then is, e to the x, well, we know a power series for e to the x. Now, this is where you have to write it out longhand, though, to do this. Maybe you don't have to, but I don't know how you do it the other way. So, okay, remember e to the x, the first term was 1, and then we got x, and then x squared over 2 factorial, or just 2, and then plus x cubed over 3 factorial, which is 6. I might just write it as 6. And then plus ... And then, natural log of 1 minus x, that's not one I expect you to have memorized. But it is part of our list. It's part of our Hall of Fame. Well, it is almost anyway. We actually have natural log of 1 plus x, but we can adjust it to make it work. So you can look that one up. You're not expected to necessarily know it. I'll write down the natural log of 1 plus x. And the version we want, we don't need that version, just this version. Okay, how do we make it natural log of 1 minus x? It's natural log of 1 plus x. How do we make it natural log of 1 minus x? You could substitute negative x for x, right? Yeah. So from this guy, let's just substitute in, negative x. I mean, we're not going to write it that way. 1 plus negative x is 1 minus x. So natural log of 1 minus x. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, that means in each x value for the series for natural log of 1 plus x, we replace it with a negative x. And it's going to end up doing what? The odd exponents, the x's with the odd exponents will stay minus, right, in front. And then when you substitute the negative x in for like x squared, the negative goes away. So you'll end up having all minuses out front, long story short. So it'll be, this guy will become a minus x. This guy will stay minus x squared over 2. This guy will become negative x cubed, which means the negative sticks around. You can pull it out front. This guy stays minus x to the 4th. Might be more terms than I need, but good enough. So now that we have that, we're just going to do the multiplication like these things are polynomials. Okay, so let me organize my thoughts here a little bit. Okay, so we're going to take e to the x times the natural log of 1 minus x. It's really an estimate. I'll write it like this. E to the x natural log of 1 minus x. Which is going to be equal to, 1 plus x squared over 2 plus x cubed over 6. Yes. I'm writing down more than I need. Okay, and then natural log of 1 minus x is negative x minus x squared over 2 minus x cubed over 3 minus ... Okay, let's distribute the 1 to the negative x, the negative x squared over 2, and the negative x cubed over 3. So, well, we'll just get those back again, won't we? So negative x minus x squared over 2 minus x cubed over 3. How did I know to stop there? Yeah, the next term here would be, what, minus x to the 4th over 4? And then that would be 4 terms there, and there's not like terms, so we don't need it. Okay. So then what? Well, let's then multiply this x, distribute it to the terms until we get to an x cubed term. And I think we can stop there. So what do we get there? So I'm going to line that up with its like term, minus x squared. I'm going to line it up like that. And then distribute it to the minus x squared over 2. What do you get? Minus x cubed over 2. Okay, and then I think we can go one more term. You know, if I go any more terms there, I'll have like an x to the 4th power. I don't want that. So let's take x squared over 2 and distribute that, and we will get an x cubed term, won't we? So what does that give us? Minus x cubed over 2 again, right? Does everybody see that? Now it does, I'm going to put in a plus dot 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 at the end. Okay, I can do this first one. It's negative x. What do I get when I combine negative x squared over 2 minus x squared? You can think of it as minus 2x squared over 2. So minus 3/2 x squared. You guys buy that? And then, okay, here's a good way to do this one. These guys combine together to be what? Just minus x cubed, right? So we've got this term, and then this term is just, minus 2, so there's a 1 here, 1 here, minus 2x cubed over 2. So this term is minus x cubed, which is really minus 3x cubed over 3. So let's add these guys together. So what do we get? Minus 4/3 x cubed, and it does keep going. But this only works on a certain interval. We'll talk about that. Any questions on how I did that multiplication? So I'll say this. E to the x, this power series, Maclaurin series specifically, is defined for all x values, but not so for natural log of 1 minus x. Okay, so this guy has a radius of convergence of 1, and if you multiply a function that's defined everywhere for its Taylor series times a function that's defined only on a certain interval, it's going to be that interval that wins, the smaller interval that wins. So I'll just mention that this doesn't work everywhere. Only r equals 1. Does that make sense to you?